Hi guys, I know I've been promising a shop tour to a couple of people for a while now, and finally gonna get round to it. This is the tidiest it's been in a long time, and it'll probably stay like this for about 15 minutes. But yeah, I've got my little grinding wheel here, polishing wheel, which I use on occasion. Not very often, not as often as I should really. I will find a use for it though at some point. To be honest, it's on an old router table and it wobbles, so I think that's partly why I don't use it, because it chatters. Assorted shit. This is the old drill press. I will eventually try and fix it. Work out what's bent inside the drive section here, because you can't get spare parts for it. It'd be nice to have a second one, but at the minute it's a really good arbor press. Yeah, angle grinder sits on there, or on here, wherever. This is where I do most of my work, or my gluing up and everything. My knees and my back a bit, so I flip this over and use this as a table, so it saves me leaning over. I've relocated this to here. That reminds me I need to put some screws in, because I wanted to turn my grinder around this way, so all the crap was going down onto the floor instead of onto the table. Two chainsaws need fixing under there. That on there for now, just because this garage has a habit of flooding when it rains, so it doesn't get soaking wet. Move my bandsaw over here, so I've got more light. The lighting here is awful. There's something wrong with the power supply to the garage. You can't overload it really, so putting big lights up means I can't use the power tools. This is my G10 carbon fibre Makata. Belts for this, which is shit, to be brutally honest. I am going to put, this is a really good wheel, but I don't have the space, the clearance to actually use it to its full advantage. So I'm going to get a 6-inch Scotch-Brite and put a Scotch-Brite one on there, and then this will get used for that. Everything's bolted to the table as well. But this, all I use it for really is Kydex, because I can't melt the Kydex because it's not very enough torque. There's belts for it. Belts for the 1x30, 120 ceramics. Hardback 120 ceramics, the last of my Aloxes, my old drill press and router table. What I've done with this, because I thought the bearing was actually gone in it, but it wasn't. It's the guide bushings. So what I've done is I've just locked that off completely, and I'll leave this at about 1800 RPM. I just use this exclusively for sanding, and that's solid as a rock now, so I just need to reinforce my router table a little bit more. This is a really good tool. I love my router. It's really good for rounding edges over, obviously. It's my old drill press. You know what, guys, all you that don't have the tools and things like that, this is how I started making slingshots and drilling holes and shit like that. And it cost me I got the drill given, and the actual press itself cost me 12 quid off eBay, and it's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. This is what I use for flattening surfaces. If you haven't got a flat, a piece of granite or something like that, then get one. One of the most used things in the workshop, that. These are going to get turned into staffs and stuff at Laburnum, drying. A little compressor down there. My remaining 4x32. These are shit, to be honest. Crap. Get a Clark one. Clark one I did have was really good. but it had been sat in a garage for several years, and I just think the motor, well, I burnt the motor out to be honest, but a really solid one of these would be really useful. Eventually I'll get a jet one. That won't break. That's wood, more wood, all exotic timbers. Lots of exotic timbers. There's several rifle stocks in there. Eventually they're all off the ground on lats. There will eventually be rifle stocks once I've got the tooling to be able to do it. Bits and pieces, birch bells that I've picked myself, and all these other boxes of forks. So there's going to be lots of nicely priced slingshots coming soon. More crap on there, bandsaw blades, more wood offcuts, and my new drill press, which is too high at the minute. But I'm quite pleased to have this. Once I get it all set up and squared up, then at least I'm going to be able to drill precision holes for folders, which for me is a big deal. I think the chuck that it came with is shit, but something to get in the future. And tidied everything up a bit, put my carbide burrs and stuff on there, and there's a few tools that I've made specifically for certain things. My wood beaver, milling bits, reamers, sanding equipment, music, and bits of yew. They're all bits of yew. So all my knife making friends, once these are dry, there'll be plenty of yew to go around. Carbits, and then these drawers are just full of mechanics tools, because I've got enough gear to rebuild an engine quite comfortably. But yeah, there you go. And the other thing as well is paid the deposit today on a Turbo 72. Fuck yeah.